News 10 starts now with a breaking news alert.
And we begin with breaking news out of Killeen tonight, where police are responding to a possible shooting.
We're told the incident happened in the 3200 block of Central Texas Expressway. News 10's Kathleen Suri joins us now live from the scene. Kathleen, what's going on out there?
Well, this is a very active scene that we have going on right now. If you take a look behind us, you can kind of see that there is crime tape. We are here at a shopping complex where there's Dee Dee's Discount, there's Ross, there's a Best Buy, there's a Jason Deli. There are a lot of stores in this complex, and I'm here with Tanya Ellis, who said that she was here when she heard the shots and heard the initial incident happen. So, Tanya, I'm going to let you tell us what exactly you heard and saw.
Okay, I was parked in front of Dee Dee's. My daughter went in to do an exchange, and as she was walking into the store, a cop come flying past her and parked right in front of Ross, sort of in front of Ross, and he stopped and he got out of the car, and then in my rearview mirror I saw a black male with a backpack on. He took off running across the parking lot. The officer started running toward him. As he was running toward him, other officers was coming in the parking lot all at once, and then I heard gunshots going off. I started my car and left the parking lot and told my daughter, I called her in there and told her to tell them that there's a shooting in the parking lot, to get down and lock the doors.
And so how many shots approximately did you hear?
I think it was around 5.
And how did you meet up with your daughter again? Thankfully, both of you are okay.
She called me. I went into the Outback Steakhouse and I was a nervous wreck. And I told them what was going on, and they all ran to the window looking. And then she called me and said that she thought everything was under control, that the managers had went outside, and that she was outside standing and waiting for me. So I come back around and picked her up.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tanya, for letting us know what exactly happened here today. We are still waiting on official word from police, and we will bring those details to you as soon as they become available. Reporting live from Killeen, Kathleen Suri, KWTX News 10.
Of course, we'll keep on following that and have more as we find out more. Kathleen, thank you. We've also learned new details out of Dallas, where police say a shooter walked into an office building and shot his female supervisor just before noon today.
Police say the gunman then turned the gun on himself. As of now, their names have not been released. Authorities do say a broken window could be seen on one of the upper floors of the office building near the High Five. Several police officers and a SWAT team responded. The entire building was evacuated. Employees say the incident was surreal.
I hung up on a customer. I was on the phone with the customer. We heard shots, and at the same time the shots happened, my boss directed everybody to get in a corner and get down low. SWAT made us, people started screaming. SWAT came in and told us everybody to get out. They had guns pointed, and everybody had to come out of our office with our hands up and come down 10 flights of stairs.
The building was cleared just before 1 after SWAT searched every floor. Authorities are looking into a motive. 2 men are behind bars after leading police on a high-speed chase for over 60 miles. It started in Robertson County just about 1 this morning after the driver wouldn't pull over for a traffic stop. Several police departments were involved. It was tire spikes that eventually got them to stop in front of the McLennan County Jail. Neither of the men have been identified yet, but DPS says the driver is from College Station. Nobody was hurt.
Waco police are investigating a 3-car accident that happened at 17th Street and I-35 just before 8 this morning. They say a black car ran a red light heading west on 17th Street when it hit a car traveling south on the interstate feeder road. Well, that collision sent that second car crashing into a truck also on the feeder road. Police say nobody was seriously injured, and no tickets have been given yet, but that might change as the investigation continues.
A water main break has closed part of a well-traveled road in Waco. It happened near the intersection of Valley Mills and Cobbs Road. They say the asphalt is tough to fix due to a 12-inch pipe that burst beneath it. Crews say the road should be fully reopened by tomorrow. Temple police are investigating after a convenience store is held up at gunpoint. The Cefco store off of North 3rd Street was hit late last night. Investigators say a man with his face covered pulled out a gun and demanded cash. Police say he is short and thin, wearing a blue hooded sweatshirt and had a white cloth covering his face. If you know anything, please call the Temple police.
And switching gears a little bit, when most people think of food banks, they picture things like canned goods and boxed meals. A new facility is switching things up a little bit, though, with a building made just for fresh produce. A $25,000 grant from the Morgan Stanley Foundation paid for this shipping container. It was repurposed into a fresh produce hub. Each week, 40,000 pounds of fresh produce will be brought directly to the Hub and Temple instead of the Central Texas Food Bank building in Austin. This will give more than 26 food pantries in Bell County access to fresh fruits and vegetables every week.
We can feed people, but we also do not want to create a problem by feeding them unhealthy food. So this gives us the opportunity to get fresh produce and fruits and vegetables to those in need as well.
The Central Texas Food Bank estimates 1 in 6 people in Bell County don't know where their next meal will come from. The first produce hub came to Kwtx in Waco in January 2015. Early voting for the May 6th election starts today. Applications to vote by mail are due tomorrow. Here are a couple of things we're watching out for you. Proposition 1 in McLennan County could approve an increase in hotel and car rental tax in order to pay for a $34 million expansion at Extraco Event Center. It would be paid only by travelers visiting the county, and voters in Belton could approve or reject a proposition to add new schools and to renovate older campuses. We're told all of those projects would cost each district taxpayer, property taxpayer that is, about $253 per year.
It's been a decade since Valley Mills ISD asked residents to shell out more money to support public school campuses.
Now the district hopes a new bond package will pass. News 10's Keisha Lopez joins us now with details. Hi, Keisha.
Hey there. Well, this bond package totals about $8.4 million. If it passes, it means property tax bills will go up about $136 per every $100,000 home per year, and supporters say that it is definitely needed. Now, this multi-million-dollar bond package will cover about 25 years. It would pay for 3 new science labs, a new band hall, and classrooms. It would also pay for security upgrades and canopies at the elementary campus. According to the district's website, it will cost a little over $11 more per month. And while some may see this as a steep price, others say it's worth it.
There's cost to doing anything. I mean, to have good roads, to have, good schools, to have security. I mean, all those things cost, and, people understand that.
Now, as Justin mentioned, early voting has already started. In Valley Mills, residents can vote at the high school until 8 p.m. on Tuesday and on Thursday. Now, the district also plans to renovate the girls' locker rooms. It would use $1 million from its own school budget to help pay for that. Election Day is May 6th.
Thank you, Keisha. How scary is this? A 4-year-old girl in Arkansas is recovering after falling from a moving church bus into the street. The dash cam video has now been released. This happened last week. Watch the white van. Police say she opened the back door, there she goes, which then swung open and she dropped. The other children on the bus were yelling for the driver to stop, which he did. The girl has a broken jaw and needed surgery, but is expected to make a full recovery. No charges will be filed. Well, still to come here on News 10 at 5, new technology is helping surgeons with hip replacements, how they're getting the job done in a new way. Next.
Plus, one veteran opens up about his experience in the military following 9/11. His story ahead in this week's Central Texas Heroes. We're back after this break.
You're watching KWTX News 10 with Tara Mergener, Justin Early, and Rusty Garrett. KWTX News 10, the breaking news and weather authority.
The savings are in full bloom at Ross. If you're looking for an incredible selection of the brands you love, this season's newest trends for a fraction of what you pay at department stores.
You gotta go to Ross.
CBS Tonight, set your clocks to 8/7 Central.
Live long and prosper. Live long and prosper.
Because it's time to laugh your pants off.
Unplug my pants!
Get ready to cut loose and laugh along with a Big Bang Theory.
Well, powder me in sugar and call me a donut.
Superior Donuts.
Bam!
Kevin Can Wait.
Rebecca? No, I'm a little teapot.
And Two Broke Girls.
No, you're not dreaming.
Don't miss a full night of laugh out loud comedy. CBS Tonight.
It's this way.
No, I think it's this way.
I think we're lost.
Thanks for the help.
You're welcome.
Can I help? Oh, thanks, dentist.
You'll just make everything harder than it needs to be.
Look, I get it, but Aspen Dental is making everything easier with financing available and personalized treatment plans, so you're never lost.
It does sound pretty easy.
Follow me, folks. Parking structure's right over here.
We're not the dentist you remember. We're easier. No insurance, get a free new patient exam and x-rays plus financing available.
Welcome to the Brown Ranch in Beeville, Texas, where 5 generations of the Brown family have raised cattle since 1924. We're dedicated to doing things the old-fashioned way, allowing cattle to graze freely, and we handle our cattle horseback to minimize stress.
At HEB, we love working with local Texas ranchers like the Brown family. They do things right and always put quality first, which is one of the reasons why we're the #1 beef seller in Texas.
This is the local Texas Beef Department at HEB. No store does more than my HEB.
How do you become America's best-selling brand?
Stop, stop, stop. Watch.
You make it for 16-year-olds.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And the parents who worry about them. Going further to help make drivers better drivers.
You saw him right. Don't freak out on me.
That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Now during the spring celebration event, get $3,000 cash back on Ford cars and SUVs, only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
If your pets could talk, they'd tell you to go to Ross because there's so much to choose from. Listen to your pets. They're your best friends, so they don't want you to spend more than you have to. If you want to save big on pet accessories, you've got to go to Ross.
Every year, more than 300,000 Americans undergo hip replacement surgery.
While they've made it less invasive over the years, a new technology is helping surgeons personalize the surgery for the first time, as Meg Oliver shows us.
Climbing the stairs of his 3-story walk-up used to be 15 minutes of excruciating pain for Roderick Duhaney.
It got to the point where I was taking 30 Advil a day, where my entire day was planned around how much Advil I could take.
The actor and photographer suffered from chronic hip pain.
I couldn't squat to take a photograph.
Roderick was one of the first patients in the country to undergo an FDA-approved hip replacement surgery called OPS, or Optimized Positioning System.
Every patient's different. Every patient moves differently.
Dr. Jonathan Vigdorchik of NYU Langone Medical Center says the difference is in the details before surgery. They take multiple x-rays, not just of the hip, but also the spine.
We never thought it was important to the hip.
And how important is it?
Now we realize that the spine really controls how the hip moves. It controls how the hip replacement functions, and the hip controls how the spine functions.
Once they have the images, they create a 3D model of the hip.
This is a 3D model of his exact bone.
Dr. Vigdorchik says the model shows him exactly where to focus. In the past, they went in blind.
I've already pretty much done the surgery before we even started.
Roderick had 2 hip operations. The second used the new approach.
If you took away the scar, if you took away my memory of the process, I would not know anything happened.
He says the recovery was also quicker, so he was back to work faster. Meg Oliver, CBS News, New York.
A beautiful start to the week across our area, but still ahead, some big fluctuations in temps in the days ahead, plus a couple of weather systems with storm chances to consider. Details ahead in weather.
It's air conditioning season, so look to Mike Stoss Services. You tune up and maintain your vehicle every year, do the same with your air conditioning. Let Mike Stoss Services inspect your unit now to ensure it's running efficiently, or upgrade to a new energy-efficient system.
Oh, Mike Stoss Services.
For over 20 years, Jason's Lawn Care and Landscaping has been taking the work and worry out of home and commercial lawn care with maintenance programs to handle standard maintenance, fertilization, and lawn pest control. Jason's Lawn Care will establish the best course of treatment so that you can enjoy your yard with family and friends. It's the season to start preparing for a perfectly manicured, healthy, and pest-free lawn. Call Jason's Lawn Care and Landscaping today, 254-857-9180.
Yeah! Chevy Cruze and Malibu are making quite an impression.
Wi-Fi in a car? I like that it has a camera. I can see where I'm backing up.
It's no wonder that Chevrolet is the most awarded and fastest growing retail brand in 2016.
I think I'll be trading in my car now.
Find your tag and get 16% below MSRP on select Malibu vehicles in stock. That's over $4,200 on this Chevy Malibu. Chevrolet, the fastest growing retail brand in Texas.
These are humans. You're a human. A human from here. You're not one of these, or this, or whatever this is. Sure, that seems obvious, but some healthcare systems don't get it. They treat people like sheeple. At Providence, we heal humans and treat every part of the person. That means body parts and soul parts. You know, the human parts of humans like you. Welcome to HUMANCARE.
Join Mike's Comfort Club for year-round service and maintenance for all your home comfort systems.
We're plum cool. We're Mike's Star Services.
Call Mike Star Services at 757-0191.
News 10 weather brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today. Ford is the best in Texas.
From KWTX News 10, the Weather Authority, here's Rusty Garrett.
Quick, check out this sunrise over Harker Heights this morning. Wow, what a beautiful day has unfolded with just a few wispy high clouds. They'll tend to increase in overall coverage the later on into the evening we get. But speaking of sunrise, check these morning lows. We saw some lower and mid 40s over a vast area of central Texas, but as south winds return today, temperatures warmed into the upper 70s to the low 80s, so a pretty good little recovery. Now, what are we expecting in terms of rain and storm chances over the next 5 days? Well, nothing tomorrow, but we do have a front that'll be into the area day after tomorrow and will give us at least a slight chance for thunderstorms, but mainly east of Interstate 35 as that front encounters a little bit of returning moisture. Then we'll see the temperatures come down just a tad on Thursday, only to rocket back on Friday ahead of a weekend weather system that gives us a fairly good chance of rain and thunderstorms Saturday into Sunday and maybe as soon as late Friday night, but we'll worry about that as the week progresses. Here are some of those high clouds that are increasing across part of the area. Still, it'll be a nice evening if you're headed outside this evening for any kind of outdoor activities. No worries. It will not be quite as chilly in the morning as we saw this morning in those lower to mid 40s. Let's see what's happening. We do have this, which is called a dry line. It is a boundary between warm and very dry, arid conditions, juxtaposed against some very moist air that's coming up ahead of the dry line. In time, that dry line will start to make a move tomorrow afternoon. Sometimes it is a perfect engine for creating big thunderstorms because you're pushing dry air right into moist air. But in the mid-levels of the atmosphere, we've got a huge area of very warm air. We call it the cap. So it looks like for tomorrow, the cap will win out. There will not be much hope of any kind of thunderstorm activity, but the winds out ahead of the dry line are going to increase 20 to 30. Our temperatures east of the dry line will easily make it into the mid-80s. And out here to the west of the dry line, ahead of the front, we may see some lower 90s across maybe Hamilton, Mills and San Saba, Brown County. So very big change in overall temperature either side of this dry line boundary. And then on Wednesday, here comes the front. We will have a very slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm, particularly east of the interstate when that front arrives in the afternoon on Wednesday. And then again, we're going to dry out for Thursday, only to warm right back up again and wait for that system over the weekend, which may give us an even better chance for showers and thunderstorms. Tonight, though, just partly cloudy skies. It'll be mainly the mid and high clouds. Temperatures will vary quite a bit. 57 out to the west, where the air remains a little drier with these south winds. Along and east of I-35, it'll be a little more humid, so temperatures only dropping into the low to mid 60s. Those breezy south winds 10 to 20 will be gusty tomorrow, 20 to 30. And it's going to be hot to the west, temperatures in the low 90s. Along and east of I-35, more like the mid 80s. So quite a range in temperatures, and you'll see that fluctuation as we unfold the 7-day. We'll have that slight chance of showers and thunderstorms on Wednesday, a little bit of a drop on Thursday, particularly during the morning, upper 40s. And then we'll warm right back up close to 90 on Friday. Friday night, Saturday into Sunday comes our next best chance for rain and thunderstorms. The front coming through on Sunday will cool us just slightly for the early part of next week. So a lot to think about this week weather-wise. Stay tuned. News at 5 will be right back.
This Oreo with chocolate custard concrete, I declare to be the finest in the land.
Are you like a riverboat captain?
I am General George Custard, and you should address me with respect.
I think you're talking about General Custer.
Custard? Custard.
Yeah, Custer.
The name is Custard.
This is Custard. This is Custard.
This is Custard. This is Custard.
This is ridiculous.
This is custard.
This is Custard. New thick and creamy custard concretes in flavors like vanilla with Heath Bar. And get half-price shakes and new ice cream slushes after 8 p.m. This is how you Sonic.
Project Tornado is proudly sponsored by Texas Farm Bureau Insurance. For a free quote from a local agent, call 877 Farm Bureau today.
At Secor Family Ford, we just completed a major remodel.
And although we've made a lot of changes to the store, we still take the time to treat you just like you're a member of the family.
We've doubled the size of our showroom to better display our vehicles and enhance our customers' buying experience.
Our new Quick Lane Tire and Auto Center will make it more convenient to get that quality Secor service you've come to expect.
So come make the short drive to West, see our shiny new facility and all our smiling faces. Because at Secor Family Ford,
our family makes the difference.
I've been an Army paratrooper for 12 years. I've logged hundreds of jumps in the course of my career. For the past 6 years, I've been a Navy Federal member too. Thanks to my Gold Rewards credit card, every time I pay for something like this, I'm earning rewards.
If you get scared, big guy, Cliff and I got you. Cliff's been driving a boat for 6 months, pretty solid now. Parasailing!
Open to the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Navy Federal Credit Union.
Celebrate Golden Chick's golden anniversary with a $6 3-tender deal. 3 tenders, fries or mashed potatoes, a hot roll, gravy or sauce, and a 20-ounce drink, just $6.
Happy 50th, Golden Chick.
Golden Chick.
Bluevin Temple Festival, Friday and Saturday, April 28th and 29th in downtown Temple.
This week's Central Texas hero comes from a long history of military service. Nick Carter's grandfather was in Korea, his father was in the Gulf War, and Carter was in the Navy during and after 9/11.
He explains what it was like to watch the military response to one of the nation's worst tragedies up close and personal.
I was living on the ship at the time, and we would come up to the TV station, and everybody's gathered around the TV and wondering what was going on.
On 9/11, Nick Carter was stationed on the USS Kitty Hawk off the coast of Japan, and the tragedy was just as shocking to him as it was to the entire nation.
And I looked up and I saw the Twin Towers get hit. And I was like, is this a movie? They said, no, this is real. We're under attack.
And they immediately jumped into action.
And within 10 minutes later, the whole base went to lockdown. We all went straight to our command post and got armed. We were armed to the teeth for about 24 hours straight.
After that, the USS Kitty Hawk was bound for the Arabian Sea near Afghanistan and Iraq. And he quickly discovered they would be the staging base for Special Operations Forces.
I mean, everybody from Army Rangers, Delta Force, Green Berets, Navy SEALs were coming on board. I mean, we had at least 100 Blackhawks. And I remember them coming back and forth at night. We were sitting on the flight deck doing watches. Some of them were carrying bags, some of them had some prisoners.
They were out to sea for 120 days before another crew took over. Carter eventually left active duty and joined the reserves in 2003, following in his father's footsteps in an engineering unit, building base camps. And by August 2005, his unit was headed to Iraq. Places Carter saw in pictures when his dad was in the Gulf War came to life through his own eyes.
And that really hit me hard because all the places my dad was in 91, I was actually stepping foot right there.
And just traveling from place to place was dangerous.
On convoys, we were getting hit with IEDs all the time.
Carter experienced close calls himself.
And I looked up to my left, there was a hole from where a sniper hit, where my head was at. And the only reason why I didn't get hit is because that road was so bumpy, and I was moving up and forward. So the very last night there was probably one of the most scariest nights I've had. A mortar landed, I'd say about 50 feet from me. And the only reason why I didn't get hit by the shrapnel was because I was right next to a barrier.
And Carter lost those close to him. His Navy unit from Texas and a California Marine unit bonded over the 2006 college football championship game between USC and Texas.
Got to know a couple of Marines up there at that time. Good guys. And then a week later, 2 of them were killed.
Carter survived, but returned with PTSD. Looking back, he was thankful to be able to bring democracy to Iraq.
I thought it was real neat to see them have their very first election, something that we helped bring to them people.
And Carter was proud to serve the U.S. during one of the most difficult times in the nation's history.
Don't take us for granted. If you see a veteran, someone that served our active duty, if you see them, walk up to them and say thank you. They don't realize how much that means to some of us.
And so appreciative of his service.
Yeah, wonderful guy, wonderful veteran. We appreciate all of our veterans for what they've done.
You bet. We'll be right back.
Jim Turner Chevrolet of McGregor is open for business. We're building on our 30-year history of award-winning customer service and satisfaction. Stop in this month and lease a 2017 Malibu only $249 per month. Or drive home a 2017 Cruze only $175 per month. You don't have to wait till summer to get the hottest deals now. Visit us online or stop by to check out your next ride at the dealership where you're just like family at Jim Turner Chevrolet.
How do you become America's best-selling brand? Watch. You make it for 16-year-olds. And the parents who worry about them. Going further to help make drivers better drivers.
You sound right.
Don't freak out on me. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand. Now during the Spring Celebration event, get $3,000 cash back on Ford cars and SUVs, only at your Best in Texas Ford dealer.
It's the Ram Spring Clearance event, so long live the trucks with load-leveling rear-air suspension and the proven capability of a Cummins turbo diesel engine. They have the strength to lift an entire community. The Ram Spring Clearance event is the only place to get the longest-lasting pickups in Texas.
Right now, during the Ram Spring Clearance event, get 17% off total values on the purchase of a 2017 Ram 1500 Lone Star Crew Cab with a Hemi V8 engine.
Wanna know where you should go for the hottest styles, where prices are low? You gotta go, yes, you gotta go to Ross.
Want the trend without the spend? Find the looks you crave, see how much you'll save. You gotta go, yes, you gotta go to Ross.
Ross has the styles, the trends, and best of all, the savings.
There's so much in store. You gotta go, oh, you gotta go. You gotta go to Ross.
Waco's used car giant has 3 words for you.
Selection, selection, selection.
Looking for a truck? We got the best selection in Central Texas. Looking for a gas-sipping economy car? We got them at money-saving prices. Got luxury on your mind? Come on down. Here's another word from the giant.
You're approved.
You can apply online, have your approval waiting for you when you get to the dealership.
Because our goal is always 100% credit approval at Waco's used car giant, the Big M, Marstaller Motors.
And we are continuing to follow some breaking news out of Killeen tonight, where police have been responding to a possible shooting.
We're told the incident happened again in the 3200 block of Central Texas Expressway. Again, News 10's Kathleen joins us again from the scene. Kathleen, what's going on there right now?
Justin and Tara, I'm going to have you take a look behind me right now where you can see that police are actively working some sort of crime scene. Now, officials tell us that they can't disclose exactly what is going on right now, but witnesses tell us that there was some sort of shooting that happened here earlier this afternoon. Now, police also tell us that everything from the Ross down to the Volkswagen dealership is closed right now. So if you are planning to come to this business complex, which has a lot of stores, including Home Depot and Ross and Didi's, please avoid this area as much as you possibly can. Like we said, police are working an active crime scene right now, and most of this parking lot is completely blocked off by crime tape. Now, earlier this afternoon, a witness that we spoke with, her name was Tanya Ellis, she said that she was in the parking lot over by Ross, and that's when she saw a man running out of the store with a backpack, and she saw police chase after him as well. And then she heard a couple of gunshots, and that's when she got out of the complex. And her daughter was in the DD store at the time that this happened. Again, we have no official word from police exactly what type of incident we're dealing with, or exactly what happened, or if anyone was injured, or where the shooting took place. So we still have a lot of questions that need to be answered, and we are going to continue bringing that to you both on air and online at KWTX.com. For now, reporting live from Killeen, Kathleen Suri, KWTX News 10.
And again, police telling people to stay away from that area completely while they work the scene. You can see the caution tapes pretty much over the entire parking lot. That's where Ross is, Shoe Carnival, T-Mobile, a lot of different stores there. So it's a big, busy area, but stay away. 3200 block of Central Texas Expressway. Right. We'll have more on that coming up at 6 and on KWTX.com.
Absolutely. All right. Again, we'll update you again. We're going to be in contact with Kathleen, and we'll see you in a half hour.